Hey fellow Nevillers, back again with a personal share from some wonderful Neville Goddard lectures, day 16. I'm up in Many Mansions from 1969. I think we were in 1969 yesterday. If you've had any exposure to Neville Goddard's works before, then you'll be familiar with the term many mansions. Let's see what he's trying to tell us up in this one. He leads it off with, tonight's subject is many mansions. You may be familiar with the subject from the 14th chapter of the book of John. Let not your hearts be troubled. Ye believe in God. Believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. Were it not so, would I have told you that I am going to prepare a place for you? And when I go, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there you may be also. John 14, 1-3, Moffatt's translation. Now, that line right there, I will prepare a place and come back for you, I find it really empowering. I find it reassuring possibly too. So Neville shares a little more here. So here, what are these mansions spoken of? They are states. All states are eternal and they exist now. All states exist in the human imagination, and the human imagination is the Lord Jesus Christ. That's God. There is no other God, and all things exist in him now. And then he says we have to make the adjustment. Think of an infinite number of states. Anything you can think of, it exists now. I'm hoping you fellow Nevillers understand what a state is. I know that there's a lecture called Eternal States. It took me a little bit of time to comprehend exactly what he means, but I may do that one later in the week and then we'll all know, or at least you guys will know. And then he continues this paragraph. Man passes through states like a traveller who passes through places, through cities. Well, the man who is passing through a state, like the traveller who is passing through a place, may suppose that the place that he has passed through exists no more. As a man passing through a state thinks the state through which he has passed exists no more. Wouldn't it be silly when I leave this city to feel that because I have departed that the city ceased to exist? Here comes Neville's wonderful sense of humour. They remain for anyone to enter, and when they are in it, it seems to be the only reality, and everything else in the world seems a mere shadow. When you enter into a city or a state, that state seems to be the only substance. Every state in the world exists now. Then Neville shares how to move into these states by saying it this way. And God is our wonderful human imagination. So whatever takes place is simply a movement within God. How does he move? That's the secret. How to go into these states and make them real. Make them alive in our world. It's a very simple process, Neville says. Very simple. But you and I have to act to do it. It won't do itself. We have to do it. When we move into the state and clothe ourselves with the state then takes on an external tone and becomes objective to our sight, as this room is now objective because we're in it. All these states are just as real as this room once we occupy them. So, in my Father's house are many mansions, numberless mansions. Were it not so, would I have told you that I go to prepare a place for you? And when I go, I will come again and receive you to myself, that where I am, there ye shall be also. John 14:2-3. As I stand here, my adjustment is only in my imagination. I don't walk into the place. I don't travel into it. I simply adjust it here. Close my eyes to the obvious and then assume that it is here and clothe myself with the reality of the state of my selection. Now I open my eyes upon this room, and this room denies the reality of what I've done in my imagination. But wait, just wait. I can't forget it, and I can't rub it out. We'll leave it right there, fellow Nevillers. Moving into a state. It's what we have to do, because what we want and our desire is like another state. We're in one already, i.e. where we're standing here alive, in our imagination as well. And what we want to do is move to another state, i.e. let's just say one where we're a millionaire and we've got a beautiful home and husband, that one. So we move mentally within our mental sphere, is what Neville calls it. And we move mentally from where we are to where we want to go. And as you know, if you've practiced SATs, or you just sit there for a couple of minutes, close your eyes, close out the objective world, i.e. close your eyes, silence your hearing, all your senses. Sit there for about a minute, maybe less than a minute, it depends on who's doing it, and you'll be in a state of what he calls reverie, where you've got your eyes closed, you've got no idea what's going on outside. That's when you call up your imaginary scene that you've pictured, what you want, i.e. your house, your big fat car and bank balance, that kind of thing. That's SATs, my lovelies, and how we pull up our scene in our imagination and move from one state to another. There's all sorts of bombshells up in this lecture, like there always is in any Neville lecture. So feel free, my lovelies, leave a comment, some love, because I love blowing kisses, because I am love, and so are you. Leave a comment, thumbs up, and I will see you tomorrow with another fantastic Neville 365 lecture share. Bye, guys.